Hey there, welcome to my YouTube channel, Ebenezer Stones. I thought I would make a short introductory video for my channel, and there's probably at least two questions that I need to answer in the beginning. What's my purpose for creating this channel, and why have I named it Ebenezer Stones? So first, why the name Ebenezer Stones? For those of you familiar with the Old Testament, you might remember from the book of 1 Samuel, Samuel sets a stone to remember the Lord's faithfulness in the lives of the Israelites, an Ebenezer stone, a stone of remembrance. Now I believe that Ebenezer stones, stones of remembrance, are very important. For one thing, I believe they are a sort of glue that holds a family together throughout the years. Families are basic building blocks of a society, and in a time where families are being bombarded from all sides, glue to hold them together is very important. Now actually, you have probably already erected certain Ebenezer stones in your life without even knowing it. Most families remember things like birthdays and weddings, anniversaries, graduations, promotions, holidays. Are you getting the idea? All of these are Ebenezer stones in some way or another. And my family is very big on Ebenezer stones. You might say we are extreme Ebenezer stone stackers. We remember and have celebration days for all sorts of things. Besides the normal birthdays and anniversaries and holidays and the like, we have Ebenezer stones for the day I retired from the Air Force, or the day we finished moving into a home that we built doing 98% of the work ourselves. And now every year on that day, we watch Mr. Blandings builds his dream house. We also have an Ebenezer stone for the day a previous home we lived in was hit by a tornado, ripping the roof off, forcing us to rebuild. And believe it or not, every year on that day, we watch the movie Twister. And I believe it is important for all of us to have Ebenezer stones in our lives. Monuments, whether physical or not, that remind us of all the blessings that we have experienced throughout our lives. That's one of the reasons I created this channel, to encourage you to recognize the importance of Ebenezer stones and to encourage you to stack them for your own family. But why a channel about Ebenezer stones that educates you about advanced funeral planning? Now maybe you haven't considered this, but your funeral is really the final Ebenezer stone you will set in place for your family. And it's one of, if not the most important one. It was Winston Churchill who said, "A nation that forgets its past has no future." And I believe it is just as important for a family to remember their past. And one way a family can do that is through planning in advance a purposeful funeral or memorial service. The sad truth is that while the majority of Americans believe discussing funeral planning is important, very few have actually done anything about it. Well, I'm going to give you the information you need to be informed and take action. Information is power, and I want you to have the power to take action. I'm going to make short videos covering everything you need to know about funeral planning and guaranteed funeral plans. Now, I realize I have some headwind to overcome. When most people think of funeral planning, they picture what takes place after a loved one has passed. They picture a room of grieving, crying family members trying as best they can to think about what their loved one would have wanted and how to best honor them, while at the same time wondering how they're going to afford it. Now, here's the good news. Advanced funeral planning is not that. I have one friend that refers to it as end-of-life party planning. When my daughter and I sit down with someone to prearrange their funeral service, instead of sadness and having to overcome a sudden financial burden, there's usually laughs and great stories. You see, we get to hear all sorts of great Ebenezer stones from their past that are oftentimes amazing, encouraging, and funny. Now, I was an F-16 fighter pilot in the Air Force, and I would be lying if I said anything could compare to flying the F-16. But sitting with families and individuals, listening to their stories, is a completely different, fun, and rewarding experience. Add to that the ability to guarantee the cost of services at today's prices instead of paying more when they're finally needed, potentially saving thousands of dollars, and you have a wonderful opportunity to give your family a priceless gift. So, I want to overcome the headwind of misconception that links advanced funeral planning to stress and grief and replace it with a tailwind that propels you forward, encouraging you to take action and take advantage of the opportunity to put into place your final Ebenezer stone. So these are the goals I have for this channel. I hope you enjoy what you find here. Feel free to message me with questions and tell others about us. I'll see you through my next video. Press on and start creating and stacking, remembering Ebenezer stones for your family today.